Welcome back. In this demonstration, we're going to finish the hair for our Neo-Impressionism style manga three-quarter portrait. Remember, we're using visual mixing by placing small dots of paint all next to each other to create an even local color. So as we get started, you're going to want to make sure that you've got your portrait how it was, before. You've got your face finished. Here, like I have my palette there, and now you're going to have to choose a palette for your hair color. As you can see, I wanted this kind of reddish hair color. I've got like a reddish brown, and then I've got the red and the yellows put over the top of it. So I begin by mixing a local color on my palette, just like I would in a traditional palette mixing painting. Alright, I choose my color. I use these three hues together to get that even color that I would like to end up with. I paint that color in thinly so that I can still see the lines of my hair. Alright, I try to keep that color consistent, and I try to keep the paint thin. Alright, I paint this in to each section using good brush control. Alright, make sure you're pulling your brush, make sure you're not smashing it, make sure you're being thoughtful of your brush strokes, and try your best to stay inside of the area that you've chosen to have your hair in, as you wouldn't want to have to mix up more background color if you don't have to. But obviously, if you make a little mistake, you can always mix in another batch of color and repair the background or the face or whatever. Once you get your hair done, I then change to a smaller brush. You can see the smaller brush I've got here now, and I'm going to mix up a variety of different colors. Okay, so I start with this purplish color, and I start making the strokes in the hair. Alright, now depending on what style of hair you've got, depending on what your character looks like, you might want to use thin strokes, you might want to use thick dotted strokes, you might want to use long wide strokes. It really depends on your style that you're having for your manga character. An active one might want to have larger brush strokes. A more calm portrait might want to have smaller, more meticulous style of brush strokes. But as I go through here, you can see I use my purple to kind of dot in the vast majority of the hair over the color I've got already. Then I go back with a little blue to get some coolness into these areas. Then I add a little white into a green and add that on for like a highlight here in the hair. And as I go through on this other side, I add this kind of pinkish color in. Now each time I'm mixing a little area here of my pure color that I'd like to keep. I've got a pure color here, I've got it here, here, and right here, and over here. So I've got like 4 pure colors that I'm working with so far. And I take those pure colors and I dash them in over the top of my hair color. Alright, so this hair process kind of takes me quite a while. It takes me about 20 minutes in real time. I'm kind of shortening it down here to save on time, but you can see how I am thoughtful in placing the hair colors. Alright, now I've got a couple light ones here, I've got the blue over here and here. I use this other dark blue to kind of bring back the lines of the hair that I had in the original picture. So here by the end, I've worked in about 5 or 6 different colors, trying to keep them nice pure hue strokes of color so that when I get done, I have the overall effect of the hair color that I want. Alright, so again, as you are doing your portrait, you want to make sure that you're being thoughtful of the hair colors you're using, making one local color first and laying that in as the foundation, and then mixing a variety of pure hue colors like this pure hue green, a light tint of blue, a different tint of red, and laying those in a thoughtful manner to either outline the strokes of hair or to give your portrait some highlights or shadows and definitions. Okay? And that's how you will finish the hair for our three-quarter manga picture with a Neo-Impressionist style painting.